look at the culture right now, and you've mentioned how things are shifting all over the place, you've also written, and especially as we were talking about your book, Losing Our Religion, an altar call for Evangelical America, you mentioned the church is in crisis. And I don't think anyone disputes that. I don't see anyone walking around saying, hey, the church is great.
Yeah.
But you actually say it's a good thing. And I agree with you, but I want to know why you say it's a good thing, because most people are like, wait, oh, no. You're saying, no, this is a good thing. Why?
Because I think that I say it can be a good thing. It can be a good thing, and a lot of that is going to depend on our reaction to it. But I think that crisis is often a necessary step toward the right kind of change. So if you think about it, I was talking to a guy not long ago who was really worried because he said, I think I'm going through a midlife crisis. And I said, great. And he said, why do you say great? And I said, for two reasons. I mean, one, you're not really going through a midlife crisis in a stereotypical kind of way if you know it's a midlife crisis. The people who are falling apart don't know they're going through a crisis. But secondly, because it's much, much better to have that crisis now of figuring out, what's the meaning of my life? What am I doing? Than to go through that kind of crisis on your deathbed. And so just look and see what God is doing in the crisis and what God's bringing out of it. And I think the same thing really applies to the church. There has to be a shifting and a disorientation, a disruption of the status quo, because a lot of what we had was unhealthy and needed to be done away with. And there never comes a time when we will say, oh, well, now's the time that we're going to address those things. So it's kind of like with a lot of, for instance, a lot of the kind of megachurch scandals that we have seen over the past several years, and there've been a lot of them, in almost every case, you have people who knew where this was heading and who said, here are some serious problems that we've got to address, but we can't address them right now because we're in the middle of this building program or in the middle of this missions emphasis or whatever. But there just never comes a point where you say, okay, well, now nothing's going on. So now we can go in and deal with the problems that we have. That moment never comes. And crisis often does bring those moments in which you say, wait a minute, where are we going? And is Jesus in front of us or is he somewhere else? And if we respond rightly to this crisis, that could be a good thing.